you get something.
Did you know
instead
this
of
was a
holding
standing
it.
desk?
Oh no, it is.
What?
It's gonna take a while to crank it.
I'm good at this motion.
Does anyone have a water bottle?
Yeah, I have a water bottle.
No.
Okay.
Like a full water bottle?
Wait, this one?
I do.
This one?
I use her.
Well, they're trying to like prop a phone on it and then like you water.
Oh. 30 minutes. I got this.
Alright, here.
Alright.
Oh shit, I already have it set up. Just like prop it up like this until you. Cool. I think that's it. Oh yeah, that's it. Okay.
This is a special needs. Woo. So I guess I'll introduce myself. Hello everyone, my name is Hsueh Hau Chen. I'm a third-year computational mathematics major. Basically, CS math. Yeah. That's cool. So, how many questions can help me? How many people can help me answer this question? Like, when people ask you, what do you do? What was your response? I'll take some volunteer. If you guys want to participate. Like, what do you do? Oh, shoot. Wrong question. What do you want to do at work? Taking the class. Nina.
Play with robots.
Play with robots. So, like, that's more like an engineering labs, I assume. So, Patrick?
Adopt a Shiba Inu.
Oh, use the ACN phone, dude. That's where we're going next year. So, growing up, I'm coming from Taiwan. I moved here a couple years ago. So, growing up in Taiwan, my parents always ask me this question back. So, like, what do you want to do when you grow up? As an Asian myself, I go up, like, with a variety of answers. I was like, I want to be a president. But then I moved here and I was like, oh, never mind, it's not possible. And then I remember I was telling my parents, I was like, I want to win the Nobel Prize. Back then I was like, I don't know how hard it is to win it, I just want to win it because it sounds cool. And I was like, I want to be that one person. Obviously it's not going to happen because, there's no Nobel Prize for math. But I keep changing, like, from different fields to different fields. I want to be I want to draw for life before. That's after I realized I cannot draw. I just want to play music, but then I broke someone's piano. My mom was like, we're not giving you a tutor anymore, dude, you're out. And I was like, damn it. And then eventually I ran into college. And then that's where, like, you gotta pick your major, right? Like, people was like, what do you want to do in your life? This is, like, the path you want to take to study this majors in, like, college, and then this is who you gotta be. And I was like, ooh, I don't know what I want to be. There's so many majors going on. In high school, I didn't really know much. I was just, like, kind of going to class once in a while and, like, sleeping once in a while and just, like, figure stuff out. So I was like, there's two things I really like a lot. I like math, and I like computer science. So I was like, I don't know if, which one to pick. But I go with math because people was like, you're better with math. I didn't really take any APCS course, so I don't know much about CS. I was just like, it's a cool concept for it, but I never really got into it. So I picked math as my major. And I got into the school. And I realized our school has this really cool program that they offer, which is like, you can have a concentration, which it helps you to kind of like combine two different fields that you want to study into one majors. So for example, I'm a computational mathematics major. I study a little bit of CS here and a little bit of math there. Not the best with both, but at least I know a little about both. So it's really cool that they offer this kind of program that kind of combines both your interests into this one aspect and have you to use this knowledge to kind of like get into a career that you want it to be. If I remember correctly, the next slide. Yes. So what is slash? This is essentially what a slashie is. So a slashie fact is basically, if you go, well, it comes from this book called One Person, Multiple Career by Maurice Hallenberger. She's a famous author in New York. So if you go around like in New York Street, you ask people, what do you do for a living? It's very hard for like a lot of people to kind of describe what the career is, what's the title, with just one word, because they do so many stuff. So slash basically is people that does multiple stuff, have multiple career or multiple income sources. So for example, this person, I don't know who she is. I took it off internet, but let's just say she's Talish, 23 years old. So she's a blogger / a graphic artist. So basically slash is people that combine different fields of knowledge to maybe pursue in one career, but maybe pursue multiple. Kind of have like, they have like a daytime job as well to pursue their interest on the side. So I assume basically everyone here is like CS, except the two Cammy in the back. You guys don't know what this is, right?
That's Bill Gates.
So this is Steve Jobs. So do you guys know what his title is?
He's
of Apple, right? Exactly. But he has more than just one title. He's CEO of Apple's, but he also studied physics, literature, as well as poetry back in college, which I know he didn't graduate in, but he still had interest in those, and a lot of those knowledge from those fields actually helping to become a CEO. And as you will see in the future, that a lot of CEOs are actually slashie because in order to be a CEO, you kind of have to be a well-rounded person. So it's very important for you to kind of have perspective from different fields to kind of make sure you can like manage a team well. Because you cannot just be a CEO if you only know about technical stuff, if you only know about the business stuff. Question again, what is slash? So there's a lot of misconception about slash. So slash is not just people that have multiple careers, but it's more rather it's an attitude for people to kind of be diverse and have that freedom for it. So traditionally, a lot of people kind of just pick one major, one career, and stuck to it, master it, follow through with it, right? There's a lot of like flaw in that situation in the sense that it's very time consuming because you spend all your time just mastering that skill. Once you master it, you might be the best. You'll be like free, like you don't have to worry about like boss not hiring you. It's more of you picking the job because you're so good at it. But it's very hard to be the master of your field. It takes time, and a lot of times there's a lot of losers rather than winners because you got the competition. It's very important. Like not important. Right? There's a lot of competition, right? So slash is about people that pursue multiple interests, kind of don't put like all the coins in one bet, and have that freedom of what if this career doesn't work out for me, or if in the future, let's say if I pursue PhD in like doctor, like in like what's it called, biology. That's the one I can think of right now. Let's say 20 years down, he's a doctor, but he doesn't want to be a doctor anymore. He wants to switch major or switch a career. Because he's been doctor for so long, it's very difficult for him to kind of switch to major because all his time is devoted to like the knowledge of biology, right? This is where slash comes in. If he's been doing biology but also as well as something else, then it's a lot easier for him to kind of switch major or like switch a career if he's like interested in something else. Motivation. So I feel like in order to kind of dig into what slashie, so slashie is the word that describes people that slash or that have slash in their title. You kind of have to understand what motivation is, right? Because like, what motivates you to do multiple stuff instead of just one? Because it's not easy to like pursue multiple interests. Because I personally have multiple interests that I was like, ooh, it would be cool if you can draw like, I don't know, Picasso. But I'm just so lazy that I'm just like, it's okay. That can be the future me. Not right now. So a lot of our business model right now is built based off two types of motivation. It's biological motivation as well as external motivation. So biological motivation is very simple. It's just, I need food, I need sleep, I need water. It's the motivation that keeps you alive, that you have the motivation to grab food because you're like, without that, I'm going to die. External motivation is motivation that a lot of business people use, which I think they have a term called carrots and sticks. I don't know if you guys heard that term before. I never heard that term until I was like doing this presentation. I was like, oh, I guess nowadays this is what people call. So essentially, it's kind of like a rewarding system as well as like a punishing system. If you do something good in business, they'll reward you with like bonus, more money, more job title, better role. But if you didn't like meet the criteria or like the requirement, a lot of times they will like fire you, or like they might be like, oh, sorry, you're like not fit for this job, we're gonna downgrade you, right? So a lot of people kind of work under that constraint or restriction. This is why a lot of people, if given financial freedom, they probably won't want to go back to work because they always feel like work is something they feel restrained for. They feel like it's just a 9-to-5 job. They clock in, clock out, they're done. I was going somewhere with that. Yes, they're done. So, okay, sorry, my bad. So there's a third type of motivation that scientists, I don't want to say recently discovered, but it's an idea that's new that a lot of companies starting to implement into their company. The third motivation is the ideas of you want to discover stuff, the ideas you want to do something you're passionate about, which a lot of slashie is people that they chase their passion, they do something they're interested in, they do something that they enjoy, they're taking on challenge and like kind of like have their own decision-making skill in it. There's a lot of companies right now, they give you a task, you really have no say in the job. I mean, I know like a lot of newer tech jobs like Google's, Facebook, they're giving you a lot more freedom, and that's great. But a lot of older jobs like more like marketing side, like Marriott. So like more of like the business side. A lot of times it's just, here's a job, this is how to do it, finish it. You really have no say of like what you want and like how you want to change it. So you feel like you're just like a robot that just like kind of like filter through the job kind of ish. So it's really important to give people like decision-making skill, not skill, decision-making right, so they can like have a part of what they do, so they feel more contribute to the decision and they feel more alive with the decision and more inclined to like stick to it. Next, so the reason why this slashie phenomenon is kind of going on is because the way our economic works is changing. So technology is probably one of the biggest reasons why our economic is changing this year. Well, not this year, this era, is because the internet. It really connects everyone together. It also kind of take away the monopoly of media. So everyone nowadays is a media, right? Like Ara can go on Facebook right now and post, be like, I think Chen's PowerPoint sucks. Then like everyone will be like, ooh, Chen's PowerPoint really sucks. He's influenced people with like his opinion. He's a media himself. He posts his opinion, and people that support him will be like, I agree with Ara. He's right. People like Neo might be like, this is boring. Then Neo is influencing people. So everyone has media in their own, so it's very easy for people to share knowledge, as well as it's very easy for people to kind of have access to a lot of variety type of knowledge, which makes it really easy for people to kind of learn about new skill. So in the past, it's very difficult for a person to kind of like, if they go to school for biology, it's very difficult for them to kind of learn about a new set of skill because they kind of have to go to the library, they probably have to go find like a tutor somewhere. But right now, everything's online. You can go online, find like Udemy course for like coding website. That's like where I find my like online coding classes. I just go Udemy, find a course, learn it. There's a lot of a variety of knowledge online, as well as you can share a lot of your knowledge to people to kind of create your own audience and like kind of build your passion from there. So a lot of slashie starts maybe not off like another job. So for like a really good example would be like there's an engineer in Taiwan. He does engineering daytime job. He's kind of bored with all his work, but he was like, what can I do out? What else can I do? So one day he just take like a mic and like just like his camera on like his computer, and he started making podcast video on like YouTube, and eventually he became like a YouTuber / engineer because he has interesting like he want to share to people what his like knowledge is on like engineer, and just with those tools and the internet, kind of like it really helps like spread out knowledge that way. Financial freedom. So I want to talk a little about what financial freedom. I never realized to say hero's image. But what's it called? I want to talk about a little about financial freedom, just because everyone want to achieve financial freedom. How many people here knows what financial freedom means?
So it's like having enough money that you're not dependent on a steady income.
That's actually really good. Yes. So a lot of people when they talk about financial freedom, they think about I want to earn more money. I want to have maximum amount of money so I can buy everything I want. It's one thing about it, but to me that might not be the most correct way. The way about financial freedom is that you don't necessarily want to have max amount of money, but you want to have money to say no to stuff. You have the power to reject some option. You don't have to do some work for money. Essentially, that's what financial freedom means. And yes. Next thing is self-esteem. So in order to be a good slashie, you kind of have to be proud of what you do, and you have to be confident what you do, which is very difficult because, for example, me growing up, sorry, give me 1 minute. Yes, this is where it goes. So yeah, so me growing up, I got a lot of rejection for a lot of stuff. So for example, my piano lesson, I was not the best. I don't know how to play the piano to start with, but my teacher's not the best. That like motivated me to as well. So I was just playing, and then he would be like, "This is wrong. This is not how you do it." So it really discouraged me to continue what I was going to do it. So I kind of gave up on that habit. As well as drawing, like I cannot draw at all. So I gave up with that. But it's very important to kind of have like that confidence, be like, oh, I can do this. I can continue in this path. So you can trust yourself. You'll be bold on like doing something that you might not be best in, kind of step out of your comfort zone. Like I'm kind of like I'm not the best with public speaking. This is why like I take on this chance and I was like I want to do something, give it a try. So it's just like you kind of have to just step out of your comfort zone and like try it out and like test different stuff. If you don't like it, you don't like it. You come back, it's fine. If you like it, continue. It's a new habit. Slashie, it's about diversity and finding new stuff for you. You know, like you don't want to just stuck in your comfort zone and be like, oh, I've been doing CS my whole life. I'll just continue doing CS because why not? Like, there's no reason for me to like I'll branch my work view, I guess. So it's really just about like giving yourself confidence, knowing like there's stuff that you cannot do, there's stuff that you can do. Give it a try, and if you like it, you'll like it. Oh, yes. And then, so I was kind of like, I was really weirded out by like, why was I like giving up in piano and like drawing before? I was like, why did I do that? Like, why don't I just continue and like just follow through with it? So I was in my psychology class one day, and my teacher brought up this really famous psychology experience, which is called the helplessness. Oh, it's called learned helplessness theory. It's provided by Martin back in like 1970. So this theory is it's like they have a really similar like analogy to it. It's essentially in India, when an elephant was small, they'll tie like a rope to their feet and then kind of just like put it there. So every time an elephant tried to run away, they couldn't because like they've been like trapped with the rope. But as they grow older, the rope's still there, but they're big enough to kind of run away from it. But instead of trying to run away from it, they kind of just sit there. Because they've been trained to kind of, they already tried so many times before to kind of run away, but couldn't run away because the rope was there. They didn't know anything, they couldn't realize that anything had changed. Like they didn't know that they have the power to do so already. They kind of learned to be helpless. They just sit there and just be like, there's really no point for me trying. I'm just going to sit there and kind of just wait for it. The psychologist, he does something similar experience with the dog, kind of like, I think he has like a box, and then he has like a shock. He has like a floor that can shock the dog. And then every time like he opened the lights, he would shock the dog, but then the dog has nowhere to run because it's in the box. And then eventually the dog, like at first the dog would like running around the box trying to like get out, but at the end the dog kind of just give up and just sit there and just like every time lights goes up, he kind of just like wait there for the shock because like he's like there's no point in me trying to run because like I couldn't go anywhere. Which is a really common things that our society kind of teach us right now, where like we grew up, there's so many criticism going into like what you do, what you have done, your test, like you always check like, oh, what did I get wrong? You really check out like what you did right. So it's really easy to kind of create that, what's the word? Learn helplessness like condition. Like you're just kind of stuck in that loop of like, oh, I couldn't do it. I'm gonna fail again. I'm not gonna try. And this is prevent a lot of people from trying. Okay. So let's see. This, I believe, is talking about consciousnesses. So, so one way, like, we try to break out this learn helplessness is by practicing stuff that we want to do, right? To actually, like, try our interests. Because, like I say, I have multiple interests that I want to get into, but personally, I'm very lazy, and I'm just kind of like, whatever, I'll try later. So, we kind of have to understand what laziness is. So it's very simple. Laziness is essentially just your body telling you to say like, don't do that. It's a waste of your energy. Try to like stay where you're at and like don't waste energy, right? Because anything you do is kind of to your body is like, oh, it's a use of energy. So like let's say if I want to go run today, my body will be like, okay, going to run is going to cost you to waste like 5 ATP, let's say. Then the body will probably be like, okay, in order to increase your survivalness, don't go there. Save those energy in case of this. Actually like a dog chasing you, then you can run. So a couple of things that we can counter with that is one thing is by passion. If you have passion for something that you do, like your interest, then you're more inclined to do, you're more inclined to actually go try it out because you're enjoying the process. For example, playing video game. I love playing video game. I don't really feel lazy when I go play a video game, even though it's like, I like have to use my brain, like have to like use my finger, like I know finger's not too much like, power, energy use, but like it still uses part of my energy. But I still enjoy doing it for a long period of time because I enjoy the process. I didn't get much out of it, but just the motivation that I got out of the enjoyment that I got out of video games is worth for me to spend those energy. Secondly, it's very important to kind of like have that self-discipline ideology goes into what you want to do. You kind of have to set up goals. It's very important. A lot of people kind of start off like a new goal with like like they always like piano. I always like looking at like some workout video, see someone's like have six pack and like super buff. I'm just like, that's what I want to be. I got a workout. I'm gonna be like that. So the next day I wake up at 6 in the morning. I'll go to the gym for like 1 day, and then like I'll be like, this is too much for my body. I'm going back to my old days. So I'll sleep till like 3 in the morning. 3 p.m. That's what I meant. And then so that sounds good. So in order to kind of like create that self-disciplined lifestyle, you want to start baby step. You want to, if you want to go work out at 6 in the morning every day, then it's better to kind of like start getting used to waking up early, and then you can, after you get used to waking up early, you can kind of go to sleep. Not go to sleep. You wake up early and then go to the gym afterward. Kind of like start somewhere small, because if the task is too complicated, your brain doesn't really know what to do, and instead of you being lazy to do it, your brain just like, I don't know where to start. I'm not going to start. So you're gonna have like some small step and then kind of like concrete of like what you want to do layout. So your brain, so the rest is just execution. And execution just comes down a lot easier than like think before what you gotta do. Yes. So one way, like when I was reading a book about Slash, one way they say is to have a journal about like your daily goals, your weekly goal, your monthly goal, and yearly goal. So kind of you want to have like a very detailed breakdown of like what you want to do. So kind of like a calendar of what you want to accomplish every day. So you will have a very clear idea of like, oh, this is what I got to do today. Dun dun dun. I'm done. That's it. Woo. Questions?
I'll take.
What's up?
What are your categories you want to be considered for?
Oh, slashie. I'm currently learning piano right now. So hopefully, eventually, I'll be good enough to tell myself I'm a pianist, and then I want to be a data scientist. So hopefully, one day I'll be a data scientist / pianist. Oh. Yeah. Woo! What's up?
Yeah, I just wanted to say you're a great public speaker in case you're wondering about that. So don't even worry about it.
Thank you.
Like, yeah, that's a really cool concept. I think that as a slashie, maybe I'd be a software engineer and a player. I'm just kidding. But yeah, like you're right about the YouTube courses. Like that really like helps you like, you know, it really helps you like hone like a certain skill, like even something that you're remotely interested in. Because like those courses are like $10, dude.
They
like,
really are.
You and you get so much out of it. Like I would say even more so than like anything you learn here. Like I took a web development course on Udemy actually, and I think it set a good like foundation for my web development career. So yeah, I definitely can endorse that.
I might take the same course as you.
The web
I
development
just
course,
realized, yeah,
yeah, that's the one.
I never got it. I never finished it. I'm like 6% in, and I'm just like, one day I'll finish it. It's taking too long.
Yeah, just keep going with it. Like it's a really good course and it's really